Hey guys and dolls, welcome back. I know my hair's crazy, we'll get to it. So today what we're going to be doing is a tutorial with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal palette. This is one that I have had now for about a month, I want to say it's been in my possession. I took this with me to the Orange County, so it did survive a travel day, which is really great because Mama was scared. I was like, what's gonna happen to my eyeshadows? But they were okay. The palette itself is just chock full of jewel tones and metallic colors, and you guys have already seen me swatch this in the 8 palette review. If you haven't seen that video, I will have that linked in the description. The colors are just gorgeous. I love the formula. The only real kind of like weirdness about this palette is that the mirror is in the middle, which is kind of awkward. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird. It's cool they did something different though. I appreciate that. The only other thing that I can really think of that's it's not really even a negative. I actually appreciate a brand who will come out with something like this, like all shimmer in one palette. However, when you are creating a look, you really need some mattes in the mix there to just kind of mix it up texturally, especially if you have hooded eyes, you really need those mattes in there. So because I'm going to be doing this as a double take tutorial, I thought I would use the first palette that I did the double take format in, which is the Naked Heat. This is a fabulous palette and has some really great mattes in it. And did you just see my naked thighs? Because well, now you know the truth. YouTubers film without pants on. Look at this dog. He's growling because you haven't liked my video yet. You want to tell him off again? I don't think you can hear it. He's very quiet, but he's growling. He's like, Like I said, we're going to be doing the double take style. So I'm going to be doing 2 completely different looks on each eye. They're not going to necessarily go together. I try to make them somewhat harmonious, like I'm using the same palette for each, but they might be totally different looks. Next thing that I must address with the class is this hair. This is what I brought for show and tell today. This is my... Yes? Okay, if you haven't liked the video yet, this is your fault. He's mad. Aw. See? Now you like the video? He's licking my face. He's like, yes, thank you. All right, buddy. You can't actually eat my skincare, though. I need that. I put my hair up in braids when I'm sleeping because it stops it from getting tangled and everything. But today it was like super extra and I woke up with swamp hair. And I thought you would enjoy it. I thought you'd like to see the swamp hair. I was listening to Shakira and I was like, whatever, whatever, meant to be together. Which is one of my favorite songs, actually. It's a super romantic song. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up. Oh, good. He's gonna lick himself back there. I don't know if that's better than the growling. Anyway, I recently had my hair colored, and when you have your hair colored, you can't wash it at first. So I prefer to have it away from my face, you know? So put it up in some buns, and then we'll be good to go. So I am starting out on this side with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Free Base. Gotta love their salty eyeshadow primer names. Let's get that on the lower part of my lid. I'm not gonna take it all the way up, because then that would just look kind of scary. To blend that in, I'm going to use the Urban Decay the finger brush. It really does function just like a finger, so if you don't like touching your fingers to your face or whatever reason you don't want to get your fingers dirty, or you're a makeup artist maybe and you don't want to like touch your finger to other people's faces, I get it. I don't like it either. This is a perfect brush because it really does mimic the finger. First shadow I'm picking up is Twisted, the beautiful yellow gold. This is the detailed concealer brush, which I love for doing detailed shadow work. Wiggle that on into the corner there. Next I'm going to use the orange Starfire. Whew. Come to mama. And I'm going to bop that right next to Twisted. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous metallic orange. Next, I'm picking up After Party. And with each color that we pick up, we're lightly blending it into the preceding color. I'm also going to grab a clean brush to just blend in between those two because After Party is a very strong color. And it's trying to take over the party. And that's cute, but not really what we came for. Next, I'm going to dip into Punk Rock, because Hot Topic is not punk rock. This one sort of goes in between like a red, violet, and a burgundy. It's so gorgeous. Love this color. Look at that. Next, we're going to do the purple. This one is Metalhead. Using the same brush for each, and I'm just wiping off the brush in between each color. Put a spandex in there too, because Metalhead was not as dark as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a little deeper out here. Beautiful sort of like sunset gradient, but we're not done. So what I'm going to do next is take the Perversion liquid liner, and I'm going to draw a little wing action. I'm going to start it right here. right there. And don't worry about the line not being perfect at first. You just want to kind of get the shape that you want to achieve. If you're having trouble smoothing this out, one of the best pieces of advice I could give you is not only to steady your elbow on like a desk or something, but actually hold your elbow in your other palm. I don't know why it works, it just works. Other thing that you can do, especially if you more of a fluffy brush for the outer bit here, I'm going to use Amp. Oof, look at that turquoise. Look at my fingerprints all over this palette too. Oh, not the biggest fan of that. Okay, so right next to that purple, I'm going to blend Amp. Perfect. I really like the way it's fading out to nothing, so I'm only going to pack on a little bit more color on the lid itself. Blend that over, and then very lightly kind of like you're letting less and less pressure go as you're sweeping it on. Now I'm going to see if I can get a little more out of that purple. I feel like that purple is probably one of the weaker... Oh, you know what? Look, now that I'm blending it on with a fluffy brush, and that's exactly what I said when I reviewed it too. I said the colors go on better with a fluffy brush. I'm gonna like revive the high five on all these shadows. Wow, look at that. It's way more intense with the fluffy brush. This is a Smith 253. Highly recommend this one. I'll have it linked in the description bar for you guys. I don't always link the brushes I use, but I think when something works this good, it deserves a link. Now to do the secondary wing, I do this by mimicking what I have on the upper line, but not exactly mirroring it. Getting the liner straight when you don't have like perfectly smooth eyelids can be a little bit tricky, so forgive me for the fact that I just kind of fixed this a little bit off camera. It's a lot of busy work that you're probably not going to be too fascinated to see anyway. Taking just a little bit of mullet. It's kind of a weak sauce shadow. It's the weakest performer in the palette, but I'm just going to use that to fade out the edge of Amp. I really like the way that looks. Goes a little bit over the wings as well. I dig it. Bioderma Sensi Bio to get rid of the fallout, of which there is quite a lot because these are kind of flakier, almost like a pressed pigment type shadow. Do a line of black on my inner rim. Kind of hold it away from the eye and let it set for a second, especially if you have very watery eyes. That will help you. Recently, Urban Decay sent me this big, huge thing of eyeliners. Oh, I know. So, oof, it's kind of hard to even decide which one to use. Okay, this is going to be a weird combo. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but we're going to try it out. I'm going to take Mildew eyeliner and smoke that on my bottom lash line. Then I'm going to take Woodstock, which is a bright hot pink. Is there any other kind of hot pink? I said bright hot pink, like there is a muted hot pink or something. Anyway. And then I'm going to pick up Mullet and put it over Mildew. I think it's kind of muddy and neutral in the middle. And then Punk Rock over Woodstock. Just going to mute it down. There, now you have a muted hot pink. Using the Urban Decay Smoky Smudger brush, I'm just going to put Angel Fire right here in this little like corner where there's currently nada. Now there's something. Now for the more neutral side, I'm going to use just regular old Urban Decay Primer Potion, or UDPP as we used to say back in the Wednesday. So I'm going to start out by taking Ounce, a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that all over the upper part of my lid and kind of blend it down to where the crease is, just to give me a little bit of a neutralization situation. I'm going to start out with Enfuego. No. Yes, no, maybe so. This is a Royal & Langnickel pencil blender. I'm going to blend Enfuego into my inner and outer. Oh, look at that shadow. I'm falling in love with this palette all over again, and it's like 3 seconds in. So just blend those inner and outer. I'm going to pick up He Double. I'm going to place that one in my crease. And they're real similar. You can see that on, like, it almost looks like I use the same shadow overall. Sometimes I wonder if, like, in 20 years time we're going to look back at the 20 teens and be like, ew, orange eyeshadow, what were we thinking? The way that people look back at the 70s, like, blue eyeshadow, what were they thinking? I try not to think of this fact too deeply, because I love orange eyeshadow. So I'm just blending that a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to use a little bit of sauce as well. This is just turning into like a Naked Heat palette tutorial. Gonna pick up Maiden on a big fluffy brush. This is another Smith Cosmetics 256. This is the larger version of the other brush I was using. I'm gonna place that on the center and just kind of rub and wiggle that shadow in. You know, getting a lot of fallout with this one. I'm gonna actually pick up Scream, which is this one, which is a little bit more pink. And I'm gonna see if you guys can see what this looks like on the brush. So it almost looks like little flakes of shadow on the brush. Pretty wild. It's like a pressed pigment versus like a traditional shadow. So much better. There we go. Scream. Love Scream. Beautiful, beautiful color. It's like a metallic taupey gold. A little bit of like thinking pink thoughts. I need just a little bit more depth in my life, so I'm going to pick up Ashes. And then I'm going to use Un Fuego to settle between the two. I won't sugarcoat it for you guys. There is a lot of fallout with these shadows. They are a flaky pressed pigment, and that's just the way that it goes. We get some real basic liner going on my upper lid on this side. Get a lot of questions about like how to do liner without doing a wing, like how to end it. And what I like to do is actually, like, for the inner part, point the liner tip in towards my nose, and towards the outer part, I'll point it out towards my temple. Makes it a lot easier to tuck the liner into your lash line if you do it that way. It stops you from, like, if you try to do it this way, it's just, it's too awkward, especially when you're going from your dominant hand to your non-dominant hand eye. If that phrase made any sense to you, good. It just makes it a little bit easier, because if you try to do it this way, you're going to end up like naturally just kind of almost accidentally doing a flick on purpose. Or that's, oh, look what I just did, you guys. I just stuck my finger in this 7 Ways from Tomorrow and ruined to the shadows. A little bit of perversion on my inner rim yet again. I know it looks a mess. I'm going to now take Delinquent, which is a beautiful purple, and smudge that into the lash line without putting it on the inner rim because it has sparkle in it. And then blend that out a bit. And kind of smudge it out here. Pick up Punk Rock. And next I'm going to pick up Spandex, the nice dark purple here. Yes, puppy. I see ya. I like how we kind of have like a similar mirroring here. He's looking out to see if y'all are subscribed now. You see that? Put my moisturizer on. He's not having it. Actually, I think he just wants to eat the moisturizer, but let's just pretend it'll make it better if he subscribes. Go ahead and hit that little rub button down there. Thanks, dude. Okay, so now I'm going to put on my concealer, and I'm going to be using the new All Nighter concealer from Urban Decay. Hella excited about this. I'm testing 2 different shades right now. I'm not sure which one I prefer, but I'm going to use Fair Warm today. And you need hardly any of this stuff because it's hella pigmented. So I'm going to use this as my primary source of coverage on my face today, so little dots of it all over. Now, when using this concealer, one thing I'm noticing is that it dries down really fast. So probably not when you want to dot all over your face. You're probably going to want to work in small sections, which is actually true for the All Nighter foundation as well, which is very full coverage and kind of on the drier side. I also like the way that it looks on my under eye. I did test this out yesterday, and I was really pleased with the way that the concealer wore throughout the day. It didn't get like kind of cracky or anything weird. You just want to kind of work with it in small sections. I don't know why I did this today. I just was kind of putting it on without thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, this is not my best look because this is just way too much. I don't know why I decided to just start putting it all over the face. I'm still kind of testing it out in terms of the application and everything, but I definitely think this works better if you go slow and in small sections. I'm not going to use any other foundation today other than a powder foundation, which is a lighter coverage one from MAC. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. This is one of my favorite face powders of all time. And to apply that, I'm using a Color Me, which is a vibrating foundation applicator, which I absolutely love, definitely recommend, and I especially love it for powder foundation. Time to employ the eyelash torture device. My least favorite part. For my mascara today, I'll be using the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. Oh my god, this tube though. So good. I'm just gonna go for a very light coat, because we're putting on some falsies today. Got those blonde eyelashes, pale skin, so I just really need some help with my liner today, so just wiggling a little bit of the Perversion pencil liner into my lashes. And try not to close my eyes too hard while it dries so it doesn't get on my contact lens. See how much better that makes everything? I'm going to do it to this side too. I'm using Urban Decay lashes today, and they come with their own lash glue, so I'm going to go ahead and just use that because why wouldn't I? These are the Tricked Out Lash. They look like this. They're very, very full and flared out and gorgeous. So I'm going to get the lash glue on there. Lash glue. Get tacky. Vintageortacky. Okay. And then settle the lashes on the lash band. I like kind of hover it above to see where it's going to lay down. Press the center first. Let go, and then I work on the inner corner and then the outer corner. Unfortunately, my camera battery died and just cut this out, but it's like, so when my eyes open, it has a nice flow. When my eyes down, it has this little like notch to it. Expandex and just blend that over the liner just a little bit so that the top and the bottom are nice and melded together. Grind is my favorite of the new glitter colors. Oh my god, this is so amazing. I'm just going to place that right here in the inner corner. This side I feel like needs some real attention to detail with some glitter. Cat Call. Put it right there. I love how between the pink and the green it's sort of neutral. And then I'm going to take Amp, the sort of like blue-green color. It's going to show up more green over this green shadow. I'm just going to let that be a little bit of like a faded out trail as we go along that bottom wing. And then another one of the new glitter liners that's a favorite of mine, this is Pyro. It's sort of similar to Grind in that it's a really, really super fine glitter. But this one doesn't have much of a base color to it, so it's more like a rainbow shimmer. It's very fine. I'm going to place that right over Angel Fire in the inner corner here. So to finish up my face, I think I need some blush and stuff, so I'm going to take Video, beautiful blush, and the diffusing blush brush. Swish that over my little cheeks. My favorite Urban Decay blush of all time is by far Bang. But Bang can be like super intense and really, really orange. And a lot of times when I put Bang on, I actually put it on with a super, super light hand. And this kind of gives me a color that's somewhat similar to that, without having to be as delicate when I'm applying it. So if you like Bang, but you like Bang best when it's lightly applied, I would definitely check out Video. The great thing about using a blush like that is on the lighter side is I can just use the same brush to apply my highlights. So this is the Urban Decay highlighter in Aura. Aura for Cora. I love this highlight. It's a beautiful pink. It's not too frosty though. Like a lot of, even though I'm very, very pale, I have to watch out with some of the frostier highlighters because it can look a little like ashy on my skin, which is so weird. You would think that the opposite would be true, but a lot of times when your skin has a little bit more pigment in it, you can get away with wearing something that flashes more, whereas on my skin, you'll just see the white and you won't see the flash as much because it's so pale. Really nice. Look at that. I'm going to use the new Vice lip palette because why not? First thing I'm going to put on is CSB. Just kind of work that into the brush and then work it on my lips. Now I was going to take Banger and layer it over like I did before, which is gorgeous, but you know what? When I have this beautiful eyeshadow palette in front of me, it only seems right to pat some of these over my lips. I'm going to take Punk Rock, because you know Punk Rock's my freaking favorite, and get a big fluffy brush. And that's a match made in heaven right there. Angel Fire. So here we have the 2 completed looks, and I'm thrilled with how this turned out. This was super fun to do. I forgot how much fun these double take tutorials are, especially for a palette like this where there are just like so many options. You're just like, what do I do with this? That's a really great opportunity to show you guys a couple of different things you can do with a palette. Let me know what you think of this format in the comments. Also, let me know which one is your favorite. Are you all about that rainbow glitter life? Or are you a little more about that halo, smoky eye, winged eyeliner kind of life? And this has winged eyeliner too, but you know what I mean. If you're having a great day, and if you're having a crappy day, I hope it gets better. And if you want to keep on watching my videos, there's going to be a link right here or a link in the description to another video that I think that you would enjoy. Definitely let me know if you want to see more of these double take tutorials, and I will see you guys next time. I might be Vintageortacky, but just be your own kind of beautiful. See you, bye.